Hola, amigos. This is your commissioner, Robert Forsyth, and this is the 2025 Semifinals Playoff Edition of Bob's Big Board. Semifinals week, boys, and what an opening round of the playoffs we had. Simply amazing. Some white knuckling going on. I had to go and look it up and found out that this was the first time in league history that we had 3 upsets in the quarterfinals. We've had every other configuration. We've had 0, 1, 2, 4, but never 3. The stats just continue to get weirder and weirder as the years go by, especially after 14 seasons. That being said, we saw some big seeds get uprooted last week. Pete, Collins, Dave, including Gregory, were shown the door, but not without some real close calls. The largest margin of victory was about 21 points, while the smallest was only 4.7. Tight butthole. Now that we have separated the wheat from the chaff, let's take a look at the 2 matchups of this edition of the playoffs. Here in the semis, we have number 1 Ryan Hess versus number 5 Bob Forsyth. Bookmakers have this head-to-head opening at Bob minus 13. Sin City is calling for more turmoil this week, and this meeting has the feel of a street fight rather than an offensive explosion. Bob has successfully avoided finishing 8th for the 5th season in a row by knocking off the white-hot Dave Saker squad last week by 16 points in the highest-scoring affair of the quarters. His last finals appearance was way back in 2019 and 2017 before that. Peaky Blinders has only missed the playoffs once in 14 years and appears primed to another finals run. Ryan had he had to white knuckle it, let's be honest, until about halftime of last night's Monday night game, but avoided the massive upset by disposing of Greg's gang by 8 points. Return to the Mac is always the bridesmaid and never the bride, with 2 second-place finishes in 22 and 2015. His team has been defying the odds all season and looks to punch his ticket to the promised land with a win. Prediction: the individual matchups present problems for one team more than the other. Having the heart of your points engine play in a game that very likely decides the division title on a short week, on the road, in a rainy, loud environment doesn't sound like a recipe for success. Peaky Blinders makes it to the championship and covers. The other matchup in the semifinals is number 6 Dennis Rams versus number 7 Jack Horner. Oh, baby, the line for this matchup also opened at Jack minus 13. What are the odds? But this feels like a trap by Vegas, considering of the final 4 teams, this matchup contains the 2 teams most likely to put up explosive numbers due to both teams' volatile matchups. Jack knocked off number 2 Pete last week by posting 156 points and the most comfortable margin of victory in the opening round. His opening projection has him as the top dog of the semis, but it should be noted that Jack has never made it past this point in the playoffs. His best finish is 3rd in 22 and in 2015. Will Jack Horner rise to meet the moment and explore new lands, or will he continue his tradition of futility? Meanwhile, Dennis is inching towards a dynasty. The back-to-back champion is 1 win away from returning to the finals and having a chance to make history again. He remains as the biggest unknown of the remaining teams, but if they decide to show up again, the League will have put the league officially on notice. Prediction: I believe that this year's champion comes from this side of the bracket. That being said, I believe that Dennis's inconsistencies rears its ugly head and allows Jack to touch new grass. Horner upsets again to make the finals, but he doesn't cover. Well, boys, there's only 2 games on the docket this week that really fucking matter, and it'll be fun to watch, and don't be afraid to stir it up in the Discord, and we'll see you next week.